Hey everyone, if you're watching this video, that means you need a little extra help on the warm-up problems in the Google form, so let's take a look. Alright, for number 1 here, we have 3 terms. This is a trinomial. Remember, always look for a GCF first. I have a 2, and a 22, and a 36. These are all even, so they're all divisible by 2, and since 2 is the smallest number here, I can only pull out a GCF of a 2. Okay. I also can't pull out anything else because this 36 doesn't have an x. So if I pull out a 2, it's just like dividing each of these by 2. I'm left with x squared plus 11x plus 18. And at this point, I just have a trinomial with a coefficient of 1, which are easy. I like these, right? Because I'm just looking for two numbers that add to 11, multiply to 18. So if you're looking for numbers that multiply to 18, I have 18 and 1. 9 and 2, 6 and 3. Now, real quick on signs, adding to 11, multiplying to positive 18, both of these numbers are going to be positive. And so the ones that are going to get me to that 11 is 9 and 2. So I have that 2, don't lose that GCF. And now I'm just going to plug in that 9, so x plus 9 times x plus 2. That is fully factored, okay? If you didn't pull out that 2 at the very beginning, you would have something like 2x plus 18 times x plus 2, something like that. At this point, we could still pull out that 2 from this binomial, the first binomial here, but we want to do it at the very beginning because it's going to make my factoring a lot easier. So there's my answer, okay? All right, number 2 here, real nice and easy. Two numbers that add to negative 9 multiplied to 20. Remember, if they're multiplying to positive, I either have to have a positive and positive or negative and negative. But since they're adding to negative, I'm looking for two negative numbers that multiply to 20. Okay, we have 20 and 1, so negative 20, negative 1, negative 10, negative 2, negative 4, negative 5. Which ones are going to add to negative 9? X minus 4, x minus 5. Factored, okay? All right, number 3, a little harder because we have a trinomial with a coefficient of 3. Just makes it a little tougher, right? Because now we're going to start with, instead of these multiplying to x squared, we now need 3x and x. Okay. Now these two need to multiply to 5. So I'm going to have 5 and 1. Now this is where we need to play around a little bit. If I put the 5 here and the 1 here, I can see that these outside terms are going to give me 15. I'm getting too big, okay, because I need them to add to negative 2. So let's try the 5 here and the 1 here. These inside terms, 5x. These outside terms, 3x. Now I need them to add to negative 2x. So I need this 5x to be negative, and I need this 3x to be positive. That's my answer, okay, fully factored. So get rid of all those lines, just my factoring right there. All right. Number 4, 4 terms. We know that 4 terms is factored by grouping. Okay, there's no GCF that I can pull out of each of these because this last term doesn't have an x, so I can't pull out an x. And this term is just 1x squared, so I can't pull out like a 2. So group these together, buddy system. We're going to buddy up these first 2 terms, pull out a GCF. These last 2 terms, pull out the GCF. GCF of the first 2 terms, x squared. If I do that, I'm left with 4x. Plus 1. Keep this sign, so plus GCF of the last 2 terms, 2, 4x plus 1. At this point, hey, we like this because we know that if these two are the same, that I'm on the right track. It's like checks and balances. Now I just need to put these two together, the two outside the parentheses, x squared plus 2, and put these two together, 4x plus 1. Bingo, there we go. All right, last one here, factor completely. First thing we want to do, you guessed it, take out a GCF. I have a 10 and a 90. I can divide both of those by 10, and if I do that, I get x squared minus 9. Now, we haven't seen any with 2 terms here yet, x squared minus 9, but let's just rewrite this as, 10 times x squared plus 0x minus 9, right? We don't have anything in that middle term. We have 0 x's. So let's just factor it like this. We've created a trinomial, even though there's 0 x's. So I need 2 numbers that add to 0, multiply to negative 9. Now, think of it this way. If we need to add to 0, I need two numbers that are the same that have opposite signs, right? So like 10 and negative 10 add to 0, or 5 and negative 5, but they need to multiply to negative 9. So what two numbers multiply to 9? Well, 3 and negative 3. So fully factored, it's going to be x plus 3, x minus 3, and that is factored for me, okay? So we're going to see today, in just a minute here, problems with just two terms where we're missing that middle term. We're going to realize this pattern here is going to come in really handy with us, okay? All right. Hope that makes a little more sense. Go ahead and continue on to the lesson.